And this has been an enormous frustration to folks, not just in Richmond, but across Central Virginia. And I've been involved in a similar issue in Charlottesville now back 3 or 4 years. The not as bad as news as has been the fact that Virginia and Central Virginia is now 3rd worst in the nation rather than worst. That's not much good news for folks who are waiting mail or need to make sure they mail in their bills at time or get their medicine on time. But I do know we have a commitment from the Postmaster General that this is going to get fixed. I'm a big believer in the old Ronald Reagan statement, trust but verify. So we are going to have another follow-up meeting 60 days after we had the last meeting, which was about 10 days ago. Some of the things that had exacerbated this problem during that November through February time frame, such as the kind of independent going, frankly, broke, a couple of subcontractors that were doing parts of the transporting system. Those have been rectified. I think the staff training on using the new equipment has gone through, but we're going to stay on this until it is fixed. The folks in Central Virginia took it on the chin for too long. It was a complete embarrassment that that region of our country ranked worst, and all of us from the congressional delegation are going to stay on this. The good news is the Postmaster General acknowledged that it had been a complete screw-up. Now it's our job to make sure we hold his feet to the fire and we get folks the service they deserve. I should also add that there are larger issues still around the Postal Service that we're going to have to grapple with. The old approach to the post office that this was a job that would bring you into the middle class. Unfortunately, salaries have not stayed up, and I know, for example, in Charlottesville, you got more immediate benefits if you went to work for Chick-fil-A than if you went to work for the post office. Now, if you stayed at the post office, the benefits kicked in, but we've got to stay competitive. And then we have the overall problem that people send just a lot less first-class mail. So much of our things we do online now that used to require first-class mail. So I'm strongly in support of giving the Postal Service the ability to do some new lines of business and frankly, to charge a fairer rate for some of the longer-term delivery services, the FedExes and the UPSs, who use the post office oftentimes for that last mile delivery. We see the FedEx trucks in the middle of urban areas, but that last mile, especially if it's far out, the Postal Service is often used, and I'm not sure they get fair compensation. So we're going to stay on this, and we'll have more to report, particularly when we have our next meeting with the Postmaster General.